Well, hello there, beautiful people. Welcome to week 10 of The Artist's Way. I cannot believe we've made it this far, and I'm proud of myself for keeping up with these weekly recaps because there is a part of me that's like, I feel like this process would be much easier if I didn't have to do the recaps. But I want to do the recaps for me in the future because I'm going to repeat The Artist's Way. And so far, it's helped me so much. I just feel like I'm coming back into my old self. That's a story for another day. As you know, I started a new series that was inspired by the artists who I felt very creative and stuff, which I still am creative. It's just that every time I do something, I feel like you need to do better, you need to do better, you need to do better. But you don't do better if you don't put in the work. I would never have known that I could do better if I did not start putting in the work type shit. Why are we wide angled today? Wait a sec. There you go. So, week 10 was about recovering a sense of self-protection, and I really enjoyed this week. I feel like I say that all the time. The first chapter being dangers of the trial. I don't remember this at all. Damn. How many times do I say I don't remember stuff in a video? Anyway, creativity is God energy flowing through us, like light flowing through a crystal prism. When we are clear about who we are and what we are doing, the energy flows freely and we experience no strain. That's actually true. I had to think about it for a hot minute. Because when we are clear of what we want, for example, I'll give you an example of me right now, and I know I've been saying this since this process started. I really want to quit my job. Sorry, I saw the most nice looking man with a big afro running. I had to stop and stare. Yeah, like I was saying, I've been saying that I want to quit this job, and one of the exercises from week 9 was to read our journal again. And I'm just like, damn, this is so difficult for me because there's so many things I haven't done. And when I had to read through it, it pushed me to start this new series that I've been doing, Dream Life Chronicles. It's not exactly new. I was doing it for TikTok, but I decided to make it like a very well edited, scripted YouTube video type shit, and then I repurpose it on TikTok and Instagram. The thing is, I just got into my flow of things. If you watch the previous episode, I think you know what happened because I was here and I'm like, oh, I have gotten my flow of things, and it's like my boss can sense when I get my flow of things. It's like, I need this, I need that, no, and I don't know how to tell him no because he's my friend and he helps me when time comes. Anyway, that's a story for another day. But all this to say, when I put in the work, when I'm just like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, this is what I want to do, the ideas flow. The moment I get interrupted in my brain by things I don't want to do that seem very, you have to do it, you have to do it, I'm off balance. I'm no longer in alignment with the creator. I'm no longer, the creative self in me is gone because I feel like I'm being forced to do things I'm not supposed to do. I don't even know if that explained because I went off on a tangent right there. Saying no can be the ultimate self-care. Bam, backlat. You know what I realize about this book? Sometimes I can be blubbering about certain things, and then there comes a comment like this. It's not a comment. Wow. Anyway, in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. I mean, yeah. It also says anxiety is fuel. We can use it to write with, paint with, or work with. The next chapter was talking about workaholism. This chapter spoke to me so much, and I had to tell my best friend about it. I hope she watches this video at some point. Workaholism is an addiction. Just like any other addiction, just like a drug addict, just like an alcohol addict, workaholism is the same thing. If people are too busy to write morning pages, too busy to take an artist date. Sorry, my phone. Fuck off, bro. This is what I'm talking about, employment. I'm trying to record a video. I'm in the middle of a sentence and then I get distracted. I really hate this. I hate this. I cannot stress this out enough. Please, God, help me find a solution. Please, God, help me find a solution that's good for all of us and all the parties involved because I don't want to lose my friend and I don't want him to feel like I'm letting him down. But bro, anyway, again, story for another day. If people are too busy to write down morning pages, too busy to take an artist date, they're probably too busy to hear the voice of authenticity. They're probably too busy to hear the voice of authentic creative urges. I just went on a walk, like a random artist date. I told myself I'm going to take an artist date every day because a walk is like an artist date. I'll probably be taking my phone gives me anxiety these days. Every phone call, I'm like, bro, I can't take it anymore. Anyway, like I was saying, I want to start taking more artist dates, because walks could be artist dates. I want to take different routes so that I'm able to explore new things. Like today, I went on my artist date where I normally run, but I decided to do some little detours. Oh my god, it was so fun. It was so fun. Damn, as I'm going through this, I'm realizing we always start with the weekly check-ins, but I'm starting with what stood out to me. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, that's okay. Let's just finish this and then go to the weekly check-ins. So yeah, play makes a workaholic very nervous, but fun is scary. And then here there is a workaholic quiz. I'm going to put it on the screen for you as always. This was an easy quiz. The answers were mostly often or never, just to see where you lie with this exercise. I wanted my best friend to try this exercise, but we didn't go through it. We may not think that we overwork until we look at the hours we put in. We may think our work is normal until we compare it with a normal 40-hour work week. My best friend needs to hear this, but I also need to hear it too. And this has inspired me to start tracking every time I'm doing something and get distracted by work, because I think it's going to give me a clear path on what I need to do next. Before, what I was doing is just track how I'm putting in the work, where all this, that. But yesterday, bro, I was doing my stuff, someone needs something. Doing my stuff, someone needs something. These hours are not calculated. Also, when it comes to content creation, I don't count how much work I put in, because, bro, I enjoy it. Like when I'm editing my videos and I see the outcome, I'm like, it's my artistic expression. I'll just say that. Because workaholism is a process addiction, an addiction to behavior rather than substance, it is difficult to tell when we are indulging in it. An alcoholic gets sober by abstaining from alcohol. A workaholic gets sober by abstaining from overwork. Bumberclads. The life which is not examined is not worth living, which brings me to the thing that I said. I need to examine my life and see how much I get distracted when I'm doing my stuff. Like there is no structure. And honestly, I feel like I'm being paid the most minimum wage for the work that I do just because we are friends. Anyway, sorry, I keep getting off track. Your time log will help you find the areas where you need to create boundaries. Oh my gosh, this week was so much about boundaries. The next chapter is about drought, which basically is in any creative life, there is a dry season. Tell me about it, especially as an artist, dry seasons come every day. Morning pages are both a wilderness and your trail. Basically, what this chapter was talking about is every time you feel like there is a drought, go to the morning pages. Write your morning pages, because morning pages are both your wilderness and your trial. The more you express yourself and talk about how you're feeling genuinely, the more the universe and the world aligns itself for you, because you're asking the right questions. You're taking things out of your mind, and when you take things out of your mind and write them, it's like there is another person listening, and you get to think of solutions much quicker. Because as it says here, the unconscious wants truth. It ceases to speak to those who want something else more than the truth. Okay, the next chapter is talking about fame. Fame encourages us to believe that if it hasn't happened yet, it won't happen. Nothing stood out to me so much in this particular chapter, but then the next thing we're talking about was competition. And she says competition is another spiritual drug, which is true. I've been in that space where I'm in a bad mental space, competing with other people, being jealous when someone gets something I want. But in the past 10 weeks, 11 weeks now, I've taken so much time to look within. And like I told you, when I'm jealous of people or when I feel like I'm giving bad energy, I block those people so I don't have to see them again. We live in a world of too much information, so you get bombarded with stuff and you start comparing yourself, and comparison is a thief of joy. You're always competing with people, but that negative energy stops you from going ahead. I don't even remember if that's what she was talking about, but competition lies at the root of so much creative blockage. Wow, that's actually interesting. We cannot afford to worry about what is in or out. If it's too early or it's too late for a piece of work, its time will come again. This spoke to me so much, because sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, another person has done it, maybe this, that. No. And just because sometimes they say you have to repeat things over and over and over because it's probably not your time, but you never know that the universes will align and then it will be your time. I'm going to throw my phone away. Please God help me. Help me figure this out, because at this point I don't know what to do. I cannot get to week 12 and just be in this mental space. I know my hair is dry. I don't know if you've seen my scalp when I did this. It's dry as hell. I just made some hair oil. I'm about to make a video. Also, I have ADHD, my mind goes all over the place. The desire to be better than can choke off the simple desire to be. Yeah, because you don't want to start, because you're always like, oh my gosh, I need it to be perfect. I need it to be better than that person, instead of doing what you can do and then learn from that and move on. We are the origin of our art, its homeland. Viewed this way, originality is a process of remaining true to ourselves. This also spoke out to me just because I'm in the mental space where right now I'm like, I want to be original, I want to do my own thing. That's why I decided to do Dream Life Chronicles as a series on YouTube, but it's like follows each other, it inspires and because I don't think I've seen any creator doing something that's a storyline. Yes, people do have day in my life, but they're kind of recording what's happening in the day. What I want to do is curate a life of my own, and while I'm curating this life with other people's stories, add them together, act it out while also doing what I actually need to do. And let's see if I want to reach let's see if I won't reach my goals, bro. That piece, like, I can't do it. I cannot do it. Yeah, anyway, like I was saying, why am I in such a bad mood? Sheila, relax. You need to be grateful that you have a job that pays. And sometimes maybe you don't have the money, but at least you have that as some side hustle coming in. It's okay that people are you could put your phone on do not disturb, but then I have a people pleasing problem, and then I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, who's calling me? Did they try to look for me? Sorry. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe I had a literal verbal breakdown. I'm trying to be positive. That's something that I've been working on so much, because sometimes you have so much rage, and that rage is not good energy when you're trying to be better. Like, I could be here and just be angry and angry the whole time. I should have just put my phone on do not disturb instead of throwing it away. Now I'm actually scared to pick it up because if the screen is broken, that's going to be fucked. An act of art needs time to mature. Judged early, it may be judged incorrectly. Like I was saying, sometimes you post stuff and maybe it's not your time, and maybe you just started, and the thing about starting is that you can only get better. So when you do a piece of work and you don't like it, that doesn't mean you won't get better. And if a person judges it and then they're like, oh my gosh, you're not good, and then of course it's going to put you in a bad mental space, it's probably wrong judgment. It's also probably the wrong person. The ego wants instant gratification and the addiction hit of unacknowledged win. That's it for what stood out to me. Next we have tasks, but before we do the tasks, we're going to do the weekly check-ins because I did things the other way around today. How many morning pages did you do this week? Hey, has reading your pages changed your writing? Are you still allowing yourself to write freely? I'm still allowing myself to write freely. I did 6 out of 7 morning pages. And yes, rereading has helped me figure out what I actually want to do, because I realized I was writing about Dream Life Chronicles and I knew where I wanted to take it. The only problem is that I didn't continue. But now I think I have a better understanding of what I want to do. Second check-in, did you do your artist date? I did not do it. Did you let yourself do an extra one? No, I did not. What did you do? I did not do anything. I just did an extra artist date this week because I went walking. I want to do that punch needle thing that I wanted to do in week 10 because right now it's week 11, like I told you. I didn't do it, but I just ended up walking and getting lost and just listening to my thoughts. Did you experience synchronicity, and what was it? The synchronicity that is crazy because it always comes to me. I start by saying, oh, there was no synchronicity. As I was reading my morning pages, I realized that what I wanted to do with content, and I feel like that's a synchronicity for me, and that locked in so many things. I hate being salesy, I hate all these things. I want to reach out to brands, but I'm using this little series. Why do I keep saying it's little? This massive series. I want all the content creators I look up to, Monet McMichael, the ODT, Alex R, any given Sunday to be on their timeline. Clark, I want them to be watching my videos and they'd be like, oh my goodness, I know this girl. I want them to be watching my videos and I want them to be entertained and I want them to talk about me or even leave comments in my comments. Maybe, mark my words, if it happens, we're coming back to this video. Were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? Describe them. The only thing I can think about is that every time I feel like I have my shit together, the whole world needs me. And then I have to put myself on a back burner because I struggle with people pleasing. And then I'm just like, damn, what do I do? Anyway, I just feel a little overwhelmed from that. Now for the tasks of the week. Tasks of the week were very interesting. I didn't do the first one because I wanted to do it as content. So whenever I do it as content, you will see it. It's about the deadlies. On a piece of paper, cut 7 strips from it. On each strip, write the following things: alcohol, drugs, sex, work, money, food, family, and friends. Fold these strips of paper and place them in an envelope. We call this the folded slip deadlies. It was a very interesting exercise. We're not going to get into it, but it's those exercises that break into your bad habits. Like you put it in an envelope, keep shaking, draw one out of it, whichever it is. Write 5 ways it negatively implicates your life, and you have to do that 5 times. So I was like, I want to do it as an exercise. I think it's pretty cool. Second task was about touchstone. Make a quick list of things that you love, happiness touchstones for you. I wrote that down in my journal. I love food. I love to sleep. I love people watching. I love content creation. I love my family. I love so many things. I love my apartment. So yeah, that list went on and on. And then the third task was about awful truths. Answer the following question. Tell the truth. What habit do you have that gets in the way of your creativity? Yeah, I'm not telling you, but I know it in my head. Okay, I'll just say it: gardening. And once in a while having a drink. The next question: what do you think might be the problem? What do you plan to do about the habit or the problem? What is the payoff for holding on to this block? I'm just like them. It was, again, like I said, these questions are very deep, and they just, when you answer them, they kind of open up something in you. And that's what happened for me. And the last exercise for week 10 was about setting a bottom line, basically boundaries. I was supposed to write down 5 things we're going to do to start creating boundaries, and she gave some examples. But before she gave the examples, she said, it's a funny thing about life: if you refuse to accept anything but the best, you very often get it. And I feel like this is a good reminder for me. Why do I always keep putting myself on a back burner, to feel bad, to struggle just to make other people happy? Like, bro, God, I talk to you every day about this. Please help me. Some of the boundaries are: I will no longer work on weekends. I will no longer bring work home. I will no longer bring work with me on social occasions. I will no longer place my work before my creative commitments. This one is speaking directly to me. I will no longer postpone lovemaking to do late night reading. I will no longer accept business phone calls after 6. I need to take that in. But this exercise was not just about writing the bottom line. The author also encouraged us to list 5 small victories, list 3 nurturing actions you took for your artist, list 3 actions you could take to comfort your artist, make 3 promises to yourself and keep them. I'm so bad at keeping promises to myself, which says a lot about me, because maybe I don't respect myself. That's a story for another day. I don't know if you know this, but I watched a video that said if your employee tells you to take out the trash, if you work in a restaurant, for example, you will take out the trash. But if you had to do something as simple as put in some work for yourself, you'll be like, oh, tomorrow, oh, no. Why? It's because you respect your boss. That means you don't respect yourself, or you don't believe in yourself. Do one thing for yourself each day this week. I read that at the end of the week, so I didn't, but it's something I'm going to look into. And that was it for week 10 of The Artist's Way. I'm so happy that I'm almost done, because these recaps take a lot out of me. I know I'm just sitting here and jazzing, okay? But for some reason, I always want to procrastinate. But you know what? We did it. I have another video to record right now, so I'm gonna let you go. You all know I'm fluent at Japanese. I could talk and talk and talk. But thank you so much for being here if you've made it this far. And as always, don't forget to stay motivated, be patient, trust the process, and spread the love. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.